We live in the future that everyone else has been wishing for a long time. We have such abundant wealth and capability. If everything were managed properly, we would be living in utopia. Which, might I add, is very possible. It would just take commitment from every individual. I'm sitting in my room right now with a device that sits on my desk that is literally able to produce and process information at a rate so much faster than me that it becomes more worthwhile not to try and conceptualize it. And on it, because of people's ingenuity, we run simulations of combat with each other, where we can fully commit to whatever plans and ideas we can come up with, which beats sparring in some aspects. I'm sitting at my desk right now with something that looks like I'm going to write a letter to God, and it's my quote-unquote pipe. And it's perfectly legal and tastes like cheerwine. Whenever we please, or not so much lately, we go get into our massive carriages made of steel and fiberglass and move faster than pretty much any other living thing in the world just to save us time. Our houses get warm when it's cold and cold when it's warm, to the point that our temperature gauges read in degrees. We shape glass for fun and forge steel to show off. We got tired of asking, what if the moon was a cool place? So we went. And then we made the Earth's gravity work for us. Swords that could cut through those made in the Dark Ages, and ranged weapons unlike any other. I mean, guns are the definition of living in the future. The only way to make a gun is through extremely advanced and precise machinery, and along with it, an understanding of the sciences that make a gun work at all. But the result is the most hyper-efficient use of force I've ever seen. Take apart a gun sometime. They aren't in any way inconceivably complicated, but they all are extremely cool barrel loading platforms. And they're a great example of mastering a tool, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think there's a step after gun that is more gun. There's only steps in different directions. Railguns use magnetics, and thus electricity, and don't use the same barrel ideology, if I'm not mistaken. And lasers aren't a gun, they're light reflecting arrays. But enough about guns. They add very little to the future other than being that we no longer have to fight each other. Have you seen 3D printers? Recently, I heard through the grapevine that they are now working on being able to 3D print functional replacement organs with the right filaments. We could live in a world where you could drink yourself to blackout every day for 40 years and then just go swap out the old kidney for a new one. And we could live in that world soon. And speaking of things that make me feel that way, recently I heard from, oh gosh, how do I do it? Kurzgesagt. Recently I heard from Kurzgesagt that people are finally braving up to the stigmatization of anti-death research, and with promise in the results. We could see a life where our lifetime was extended an extreme amount, and that combined with all of the other advances in medical science make me really believe we are living in the future. Another great example is how good we are at flying now. For something with no wings, we sure do know how to fly at hundreds and hundreds of miles an hour. To the point that all the people that have somewhere to be important end up flying instead of walking. There have probably been thousands of people today that have gone the full Oregon Trail in hours wearing just normal old clothes and having like light packing for a vacation. I mean, we are so in the future that India has a problem with people just communicating overseas to lie to old Americans to get them to instantly send them money. What a wild thing to be able to say. Sometimes even, I'd say we are a little too in the future. We love the idea of robotic toys for some reason, and toys that use electronics to light up and move and do all the things that they are supposed to. They're not for kids. Kids only need sticks and time to entertain themselves. It's for the adults that want to tell each other that they're making a better product, because of course a kid is gonna flip out when you hand them something that replicates something that they thought was cool, but also they will explore it later anyways, and in the meantime, the resources that we use to make these robotic toys and replicas is going completely to waste. Though a child, I'm sure, appreciates a toy gun that has a magazine that removes, working charging handle, adaptable attachments, and makes noise and lights up, Is it really so affordable that it just literally couldn't be used better somewhere else? Either way, that's enough about robotic toys. Have you ever heard of a close-in weapon system? The CIWS, or apparently CIWS for short, is an anti-American system. The CIWS, or apparently CIWS for short, is an anti-air system employed in some variation by most world powers now, and is an emplacement that is said to track hypersonic missiles and craft, yes, manned craft, and absolutely shred them from a huge distance. Also, while researching this, I found out that China is trying their hardest to develop an insertion craft that is hypersonic to deploy troops around the will of a CIWS. A CIWS, excuse me. Good luck sending guys in pods that go faster than sound and then keeping them convinced that they should fight us. Motherfucker, we won't use you as ammo. Welcome to the winning side. Try Cheerwine. You'll love it. But no more future politics rant, which, might I add, makes me happy as fuck every time I think about it. Literally, that sounds like some shit you'd hear out of Rick and Morty, if I said it literally when Rick and Morty came out. Either way, thanks for watching this video, and remember, knowledge is power, and we have the fucking internet.